Good morning, everyone. Today, well, for this little talk, it concerns watering in the greenhouse. I occasionally have to water the plants using a hose with a sprinkler on the end of it, but unfortunately the water pressure here is very high, and however low you try and turn it by the tap, you can't reduce the pressure, so you get a bit of leakage round the fixing of the sprinkler to the hose, which is and can be a blooming nuisance. You either end up soaking the plants or soaking yourself. So what I wanted was some means of connecting in line a device which will reduce the actual water pressure. Now these things I know are fairly complicated, so here is the story so far, and as you can probably tell by my voice, is not a happy one. I looked through eBay and came up with this device, and what it says, you can't make it, it's G3 water pressure regulator valve with meter for watering reducer timer UK. I don't know what they mean by timer. I think that's it used if it's used with a water timer on a hose system. Anyhow, I thought, that sounds pretty good, and the price is not too bad either. I know it's made of plastic, but the fittings would be right. It screws onto the outside tap or valve, and the other end you connect the hose to it, no problem. Right, I'm going to get that. So I send the order off. Took quite a while to arrive. Anyway, it finally arrived. Now, as you know, these regulators are quite clever how they work. They operate with a screwing, pressing down on with a spring, and allows certain amounts of water to pass through, then cuts, then allows it in. It actually does reduce the pressure. Now, remembering, I used to try and turn the little ball valve on the tap, which is our little ball valve, turn the water on and off, just make a little crack so that the water coming through is very, very slow, and that had no effect whatsoever on the actual pressure. Anyhow, getting back to this little device, now several people are advertising these on eBay. I was caught out. I thought, no, I'm not going to get scammed or conned. But it happens to everyone, and it happened to me. Here is the device. Excuse the mess. I normally depict showing of plants or phones or lamps. Well, today it's showing this particular device. Now let me put my reading glasses on so I can have a little look closer to it. There's the device. It looks well made. You've got a little pressure gauge on there on the outlet side, and I was thinking, I hope this works. Anyhow, when I took a closer look at the knob which you turn round to control the pressure, all it is, I don't know if you can see it, looking through the As I say, once again, I wish I had an extra hand to do this. By turning it, you're simply opening and closing a ball type valve. So the same type of valve is on these as on my tap. So I thought, well, this is a bit of a con. It is a con, there's no two ways about it. It says water pressure regulator valve. To my mind, you should be able to alter the water pressure by this adjuster here. Rubbish. All that adjuster does is to operate or close down a little ball valve, which is the same as on my outside tap and quite common now on devices that turn water on and off. It's a little ball valve which goes round and blocks off the orifice, if you like, where the water comes through. Now, as we all know from early days at school, water pressure remains the same whether you go through a minute pinhole or have the valve completely open. All that does is to limit the amount of water going through, not the pressure. So this was a complete con. On the outlet side, you've got a meter. Well, that meter is only going to show you the pressure. So whatever you have that adjusted to, it's going to show the same. It's going to show pressure. It doesn't show volume of water going through, it shows pressure. So this little unit is a complete and utter waste of money. So before you get one of these thinking, oh, I'm going to reduce the pressure of the water, don't, because these do not work. They are complete rubbish. Let's turn that back on. Yeah, my screen went off then. So, as I say, this is more or less put up as a little rant, a little warning. A proper one of these would have, as I said, an adjuster in there which opens and closes automatically. I don't know the complete operation of it. You can have a look on eBay. There is explanations how they work. A similar device you would put on gas appliances, a regulator. It regulates the pressure, but this does not. So that's all I've got to say. So if you're thinking about reducing the pressure for watering or something like that, at the moment, as I say, you put the water on full, you turn the sprayer on in the greenhouse, you blow the pressure so high, it can easily knock the plants over. So even then you have to put it on the lowest amount of water going through and control it like that. And it looks like that is what I've got to do, because this unit is completely useless, and I've thrown £14.96 down the drain. Oh well, you learn all the time. And as I say, no thanks to eBay who are advertising these things. Either they don't know or don't want to know. But that is my experience. This item was made, no prizes where it was made. Certainly not made in England. And yeah, you've got it. China. Where else? As I said before, China can produce some good stuff, but they can produce crap like this. Is they cleverly show the page of it and how marvellous it's supposed to be. Well, believe me, it ain't. So once again, thanks for watching. I might put another telephone up a bit later today. As I say, I've been off eBay for a while because I've had a damaged wrist. And at the moment, I'm being attacked by a pussycat who is due to have a visit to the vets, a yearly checkup. She's 18 now, so she's getting on a bit. Anyhow, thanks again, and we will see you again. Thank you.